Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Grand Rising, Rich Rising, Happy New Day to each and every one of you guys. How y'all doing this morning? How y'all doing this morning? Come on. Yeah, y'all know how. Don't make me start singing. I'll start singing. Come on in the room. It's about that time, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time to wake up. Come on in the room. Let's go. Jesus is my doctor, and he writes out all of my scriptures in the room. And yes, I do. I sing this song every single morning, y'all. I don't know. It's been my song that I have sung every single morning since I've been a kid. Got it from my grandmama. I don't know. It's just what I sing every single morning. But good morning, Grand Rising, Rich Rising, to each and every one of you guys. And I'm hoping and praying that you guys woke up this morning in your best mood. Good morning to you, Nicole. I was actually just thinking about you too. Hoping and praying everything is going well for you. You know what I'm saying over there, man. Good morning, Grand Rising, Rich Rising. What's up, Anne Marie? That is too wild. Is it Gwendolyn? Good morning, Gwendolyn. Good morning, Danielle. Good morning, is it Teresa? Teresa Garrett. TTTF, good morning. Vanessa, good morning to you. Erica Bradley, good morning to you. Good morning, everybody on TikTok, man. Do me a favor as y'all coming into the room. Double tap on the screen. Do me a favor, too. Let me know where y'all viewing me from. I want to know where y'all viewing me from. I'm seeing that my analyticals be switching up sometime. I want to see where everybody's viewing me from as y'all coming in. Y'all know the goals that we need to make, right? We need 10K over there on TikTok. Facebook, we need a 200 starting goal. And then over on IG, we need 10 badges. Y'all double tap on the screen. Thank you so much. She Be Love 69 got the first badge. We need 9 more double taps on that screen. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Thank you, Danielle White. Getting us started off right. Let's go. Biddy Simpson, it came in. Boom. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Getting us started right on this beautiful Monday morning. Good morning, Grand Rising, Rich Rising. What's going on, Tony? How you doing? It says Molly and Casey from Boston. Okay, got two of them. Got a 2-for-1 going over there. Got Miles and Casey both tuned in. Gulf of Mexico is here. Alabama is here. Louisiana. Good morning, Louisiana. How y'all doing? Las Vegas is here. Okay, come on, Wells. Where y'all from? Where y'all from? Thank you so much, Nicole Eason. Appreciate you, Crystal Love. Buffalo, New York is here. Fran 560 is tapping in. Appreciate y'all so much. Lancaster, South Carolina is here. Good morning, Texas. Good morning, Blossom and ATL, Texas. We got Franchetti. All right, come on. We got Holland. I've never been to Holland before. Okay. New York is here. All right, New York. Y'all know I don't be playing with y'all, man. I don't even be playing with y'all. What's going on in London? I don't play with New York. New York be, hey, listen, y'all been on the top. Y'all been number one. Y'all been number one for the past 6 months. It's been New York, then Texas. So y'all have not been playing. Good morning, Grand Rising. We got Glasson, South Carolina. Boston, Massachusetts is here. Queens, New York is here as well. Jersey is here. More Alabama checking in. We got Albany, Georgia checking in. Okay, where y'all at? I'm trying to see Gulf of Mexico. Okay. I got more New York, man. New York is all over on Instagram. They are not playing. Harlem, what's going on in Harlem? I see y'all. All right, come on. More Alabama. Okay, so Alabama, like, wait a minute, y'all are playing with us because we got New York and we got Alabama. It's like y'all playing with us. You talking about we here. Alabama is definitely here. Raleigh, Durham, West Palm Beach is here as well. What's going on? Michigan is running on my end, Nicole. I see everybody that's writing, everybody that's putting in. I'm calling out mostly everything from Instagram right now. What's going on? Houston, Texas. What's going on? New Jersey. More London. More people in London. Man, London, I'm trying to come out there. South Florida, what's going on? More Louisiana checking in over here on Facebook. Okay, we got Wisconsin checking in over here. Detroit is here. What's going on? LaShonda in Detroit. We got Essence in Detroit as well. Okay, all right. I just want to know who was going to make some noise. Who was making noise? Who was getting up? Who was getting to it? What cities? Okay, Sophia said, hey, Detroit, more Detroit checking in. Virginia is checking in. Okay, who we got right there? Hot Springs, what's going on? Friend, I want to come to London. Hey, you ain't nothing but a word. We can arrange it. You know what I'm saying? Let's make some arrangements. What's going on, Maryland? How y'all doing, Maryland? Tri-State. Tri-State was good. St. Louis, Missouri is here as well. Montreal, Canada. What's good? What's good? Las Vegas is here. We got North Carolina that's also here. Philly is here. I love me some Philly. What's up, Philly? How y'all doing? We got Clouds. Is it Clouds or Glauds? Chicago. What up, Chicago? How y'all doing? Man, double tap on my screen as you're coming into the room, man. We need like 3 more badges on IG. Facebook, y'all are already at 420. So appreciate y'all. Y'all like we gonna get ahead, so we ain't gonna be behind. And I love that for y'all. Double tapping on that screen where y'all at. Y'all got 4.9 over here on TikTok. Y'all doing y'all job. Double tap on that screen. The goal is to get to 10K. Good morning, Grand Rising, Rich Rising. Y'all already know we've been talking about the stages of transformation, right? What do I expect, coach, what is it that I expect to see out of my body as I'm continuing to change and develop, on my spiritual journey? And the reason why we're having this conversation is a lot of times when people come in and they start working on their spiritual journey, right? They start growing, evolving, and healing, and all these changes starts to happen. A lot of times we lose a lot of people because we don't have the conversations that we've been having right here, right? We don't have these type of conversations where you can educate people about things that they are, that they can expect as they're continuing to grow and evolve on this journey. We don't let them know what's happening. So when they start losing people, they start panicking. And the moment that they start panicking, what do? They run back to their old self. When relationships and friendships and people start walking out of their life because they haven't had these type of conversations, been in these type of environments where they see that this is going to happen and this is what happens when this happens, because they're not educated in that, right? What happens is we start losing people back to the world. People start going back to their old life, their old way of living. When people start throwing in the towel, why? Because they like, wait a minute. What's happening? I must be doing something wrong. Ain't no way me serving God, me bettering myself, me growing and evolving. And, it should not upset people the way that it does. It should not make people mad the way that it does. I must be, and you start to look for fault within inside of yourself. And you start to think that you're doing something wrong because all of a sudden the people that you thought loved you more than anything are now the people that you feel like are the most against you. The ones that you thought, oh yeah, well, we're going to be together forever. Now you start to see that, wait a minute, I thought this was going to be this and this was going to be that. And now all of a sudden I'm seeing something different. And anytime people experience that, if they have not been in these type of environments where they were made knowledgeable of what changes would be happening within them, right? Then they'll go back to what they used to. So we keep losing people. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the time to expose to you guys different things that happen along that journey. Friends say, right, I'm telling you, you'll be amazed how many people that was like so on fire for God and they wanted to be a part of everything and they were so hyped up about it. You have to know and be so hyped up about it and everything. And as soon as they start to experience those type of loss, and because they didn't have the right type of person giving them the right type of information and stuff like that. So what happened is when they start to lose that relationship, they left that church. Why? Because ain't no way I'm gonna lose my relationship. So they started focusing on back into that relationship, and they separate from God. When they start going through these things and they start to see that the people on the job or the friends that they're around, that they don't really like it, that they don't really support it, they start questioning everything that they believe, like maybe I'm not doing something right, maybe this is this and maybe is that right. And the moment that you start allowing that doubt to set in, that's when you start giving place to the enemy. The moment that you allow doubt in is the moment that you start opening the door and creating a space for the enemy to come in. And that's what happens that's what's been happening. And so we lose all our babes in Christ because we don't sit down and have these type of conversations, because we don't break down to them everything that's going to be taking place. So when they start experiencing things that's unfamiliar, then they run back. And now you like, oh my God, well, what happened? It's like, man, I just started going through such and such, and this started happening, and that started happening. So I just, I had to back away from everything for a little while, not even understanding that the very thing that you backed away from was the very thing that you should have been holding on to. Yeah, come on, double tap on my screen. Let's go. Yeah, they do. They do. Come on. Good morning, Lily. How you doing? Hey, Sakoma, it's like the very thing that they let go of, it's the very thing that they should have been holding on to. What is that a sign of, chosen family? I got some chosen family that's up and in the chat right now. What is that? That is the perfect definition of, come on, I want to see who gonna say it. Who, yeah, right there. The very thing that you need to hold on to is the very thing that you end up letting go. And this is what the enemy does. This is his top tool. His top tool. His number one vice. What's his number one vice? I always tell y'all this all the time. What is the enemy's number one vice? He's been doing this since the beginning of time. Think. I want y'all to think. I want y'all to think. I want y'all to think. Not confusion, not self-neglect. Think. I want y'all to think. No, it's the enemy's number one vice. The thing that he's known for, the thing that he does. Think about it. If it's the very thing that you need, is his number one tactic. Yeah, his number one, deception. That right there, that's top tier deception. To trick you into thinking that you need something that you don't need something that you really do need. That's deception. To trick you into thinking that you don't need something that is the very thing that you need. That's deception. Deceive you. Thank you, Krista. That's deception. And the way that he was able to toy with your deception, to toy with you is what? Through your emotions, through loss, because the relationship was going to end, the friendship was going to end. It was going to change the dynamic of everything that was going on. Friends, they know that. I'm telling you, hey, that's worth some ink, friend. I don't blame you. Hello, you have to understand, this is his number one tactic. This is number one vice. The enemy is always going to go to deception. That's all that he knows. He's going to go to deception before any and everything. So what happens is when you are a babe in Christ and you just now starting your spiritual journey and you're on fire and you're ready to grow and you're ready to evolve, and this could just simply also be not just in Christ. You could just simply say, I'm starting my spiritual journey. I'm starting my self-love journey. I'm starting my healing journey. Hey, Amanda, how you doing? I'm starting my journey. As soon as you start doing things that's going to better you, right? That's going to better you. That's going to push you to your next level. It's guaranteed that you're going to receive some type of pushback from the enemy. It's guaranteed that you're going to feel and experience some level of hurt or pain or betrayal that's going to be coming from them. And we go through these things, right? So what we have been doing is we've been going through the stages of transformation to give you guys an idea of some things that you're going to experience along the way, right? So when we left off, I'm gonna go back over 8 and 9. So I'm gonna go over 8 and 9 because I like to go over the last two that we left off. Number 8 was 1 second, I'm working with electronics. I ain't got it wrote down. I'm working with electronics, so you got to give me a second, right? The more that you are on your spiritual journey, your growth journey, your healing journey, and you're becoming one with Christ, one of the things that you can expect is number 8. Number 8 was you can sense inauthenticity and manipulation, right? So you can the more that you start to grow, the more that you start to evolve in Christ, you start to pick up on the phony. Hello, put that in your notes real quick. That's that's worth ink right there, baby. The more that you start to grow, the more that you start to evolve in Christ, you start to pick up on the phony. You pick up what's on real and what's not real. You can sense what is manipulation and what is authentic, and you can tell by the way that your body responds to it, right? Because remember, number 7 was we do what about intuition, trusting our intuition, trusting our gut feeling, right? So now that you know how to trust your gut feeling, you learn how to follow your intuition, and we understand that that's that inner spirit, that higher spirit that's guiding us and exposing us to the truth before these things actually happen. So now that we know that we can trust ourselves again, trust our intuition, trust our gut feeling, now we'll have a spirit, we'll experience number 8, which is we're able to sense inauthenticity and manipulation. We can pick up up on the phony. We can pick up on the fraud. We can pick up on the pretender. Why? Because we're now able to see right through it. It don't have the effect that it used to have on us, right? Used to be able to tell us anything, used to be able to say anything, and we'll do what? We'll go over there and we'll go ahead and make up with them, or we'll go ahead and support them, or we'll go ahead and do this and do that, even though we still kind of feel away somewhat in the back of our mind. When we didn't know any better, who's going to be honest with me and put their hand up real quick? Who's going to be honest and say, that was me back in the day before you was on your journey, before you were able to pick up on these things? People would say things, do things and whatnot, and you would do your very best to try to excuse it. You'll do your best to try to forgive them. You'll still go to the event. You'll still go and sit on their face. You'll still try to deal with them, whatever the function is and whatnot. But as you're continuing to grow and evolve, good morning, Diva Styles. How you doing? Good morning, Kim, and also Kathy Dorsey. What happens is as you're continuing to grow and evolve in Christ, right? All of a sudden, when you're healing and developing, and you're developing that close-knit relationship with Christ, you're able to sense inauthenticity and manipulation. You can pick a fraud from a mile away, right? Everybody else might not see it, might not understand it, but you can pick a fraud from a mile away. And the thing about it is, once you start growing and evolving in Christ, it makes it hard for you to pretend. Hello, somebody would you say, Coach? Yeah, the more that you grow, the more that you evolve in Christ, it makes it very hard for you to pretend. Baby, your pretending days are over. You cannot look at the shoe and pretend that the shoe is ground beef anymore. The more that you grow, the more that you evolve in Christ, it makes it very hard for you to be a pretender. You cannot pretend no more. Good morning, Heather Smith. I was just asking about you, sweetheart. Good to see you this morning. Oh yeah, hey, don't get mad at me. It's the truth. The more, I want y'all to put that in y'all notes because that's worth ink, baby. So yeah, you ain't out your mind. You are not out your mind. I want you to know that you are not out your mind. That's normal. All of us feel that way. That is a normal reaction of your spiritual transformation. When you start to feel out of place. Understand me. Number 8 was you start to sense inauthenticity and manipulation. The more that you are experiencing that awakening and you're growing and you're evolving, it starts to expose things to you on a level. Come on here, Rob. They start to expose things to you on a level that they ain't never exposed it to you before, and you able to see right through it. And guess what? The moment that you see it, it changes. Thank you, Adriana. It changes every single thing that you think and you feel about that individual. And when I tell you it do it instantly, I'm talking about just like that. No matter how much you look at them, no matter how much you talk to them or whatever, you can't see past what you've already saw. Understand me. You've already seen it. You've seen it and you cannot unsee it. And that thing will bother you. It will sit in your spirit. It will frustrate you. It would annoy you and all of that until you get up out of the face. Understand me. I'm talking about that thing will bother you until you no longer talk to them. It will bother you and aggravate you and frustrate you to the point of when their name is mentioned in your presence, you instantly become disgusted. Do you hear me? I'm talking about you can't sit comfortably there. You can't pretend to be okay. You can't pretend to be cool. You can't pretend that it did not happen. I'm talking about real awakening, real growth, real development. It makes it very hard for you to be a pretender and sit in environments that do not support your higher self. You become disgusted. Yeah, I'm just telling you the truth. I studied it. So I'm just telling you that this stuff actually does be happening. And I'm not the only one that be saying it. The more that I study, I see other psychologists, I see other, spiritual advisors that they be saying this. It's just one of those things that happen. And if I had to pull somebody, I would pull Jesus, right? If I had to pull somebody to back up what it is that I'm saying to you, I'm just going to pull Jesus because y'all can't really argue with him. You know what I'm saying? So when Jesus said, when you have your heart transformation, what happens? He said, until you have that heart transformation, what happens? He says, you're born in sin, shaped in iniquity. Your whole heart is filthy. There is no good in you until you have that what? Until you have that heart transformation. Thank you, Denise Rose. I appreciate you. But after you have that heart transformation, in the scripture, it says that he said to them, you will look back over your life and you will be disgusted. That's what he said. You will be disgusted by the life that you lived before. You will be disgusted disgusted by it. So when I say that once you start growing and evolving in Christ and you're now walking in alliance with him, right? And this is what you're doing. This is why your taste in people change. This is why your taste in environments change. This is why you can no longer sit in places that you used to sit in and be comfortable in it. And it's not that you're judging them. It's not that you're bashing them. It's not you belittling them. It's not that you have anything against them. Those environments are just no longer impressive to you anymore. Those of the environments are just no longer the environments that make you feel comfortable anymore. And that is okay. Would you say, Coach, it's okay to outgrow it, baby? Hello, somebody, just because you walk away from a relationship, a friendship, a familyship, an environment, it does not mean that you don't love those people, that you don't want the best for those people. You have to understand that as we're continuing to grow and evolve, there's going to be some things that you're going to simply outgrow. They're no longer going to be what you need in those them things to be able to go to your next level in life. And that is okay. Go ahead. And that is okay. It's too many people trying to force themselves to stay in situations where they're not growing, where they're not evolving, where they're not being spiritually, mentally, physically, or emotionally fed or supported. And if you feel like that's what you need to do, then do what you need to do to make sure that you're always doing what's best for you. Understand me. This life, your life is about you and making sure that you are good, to make sure that you have the things that you need, and that should be your primary focus in every single thing that you do. Understand me, your growth and your development is riding on you. What level of life that you live, that's riding on you. Your decision making for you is going to be the determining factor of the flow of your life. Would you say, Coach, your decision making, your divine right of choice, that is what steers your life. That's what tells your life which way you're going to flow. So as you're growing and evolving in Christ, now you're seeing what's authentic and what's a fraud, what's real and what's fake. And God is showing you those things because what? He wants you to utilize your divine right of choice. Which one of these things are you going to follow? You cannot say that you're ignorant anymore. I've already removed the scales up off of your eyes. I gave you clear vision. Now you know exactly what it is that you're dealing with. If it comes down to it, this is your favorite and this is me, and you can't have me and your favorite. Are you still going to follow me? Understand me. I've already exposed you to the truth about your favorite. I know you got that job and that job pays you X amount of money, but that job also separates you from me. It keeps you from being able to build a healthy, intimate relationship with me. It stunts your growth when it comes down to me. Which one of these things are you going to choose? Understand me. God is always going to put you in a position of choice. That's red ink right there. Okay. Walking that down. Well, we're gonna walk that down. Oh yeah, you're gonna always be in a position of choice. That's red ink, Lily. That's red ink. That's red ink right there. Yeah, those that know, understand me. You're gonna always be put into a position of choice. It's never forced, sweetheart. It's never gonna be forced. You get to live on whatever level of life that you decide. But whatever it is that you decide, you have to be prepared to suffer the consequences of your actions. You have to always know that whatever decision that you make, you're going to have to deal with the consequences and repercussions of whatever decisions it is that you make. So when you decide, thank you, Rashida, I appreciate you, love. So when you decide I'm gonna step out of alignment, when you decide that I'm gonna go my own way, when you decide that I'm gonna go do my own thing how I want to do it, then you have to be prepared for the consequences of that. There's no need in you whining and crying and sitting and soaking. Ain't no need in you wanting to throw in the towel. Ain't no need in you want to talk to nobody until your tongue hurt, thinking that somebody's supposed to stop doing what they doing to come back over there because you continuously throwing yourself out there to the wolves. That's you. At one point or another, you're going to have to stand up. At one point or another, you're going to have to take accountability for your life, because where we are right now is, baby, everything that I got, I need. Understand me. I'm working on myself. I'm working on my own development. As we look back over our life, those of us that's in our 30s and 40s right now, we're looking back and we're saying, as much as we love, y'all, understand me, we got to step back and we got got to step away a little bit. Why? Because we ain't been doing nothing but giving. We ain't been doing nothing but doing. We ain't been doing nothing but sacrificing. We ain't been doing nothing but bending over backwards. Understand me. We done gave. We have become perfecters at givers. We are perfect givers. Yeah, perfect givers. We have perfected the art of being a giver. Understand me. If anybody needs anything, they know they can always come to me. If anybody going through anything, they know they can always come to me. We done mastered that. But we ain't mastered stopping them. And that's what we're focusing on right now. Come on, talk to me nice. Yeah, come on. Perfect, Heather. I'm talking about perfect givers. You know what I'm saying? We were taught to give. And we were taught to give so much, y'all. Listen to this right here. We were taught to give and to do so much, y'all. Listen, that we even started saying, I gave you my last. I'll give you my last. I'll give you my last. We had been giving and doing and sacrificing so much. And because we was never given all of the information, like I said, this is why being in these type of environments, this is why these type of environments matter. Because we have to complete some of the information that was not given to us complete. Understand me. We have to correct some of the information that was given to us incorrectly. We are learning to unlearn the things that we thought that we knew. Every single time that we show up right here, we were taught to give, and we found ourselves being prideful of the fact that we would give somebody our last. Come on, double tap on my screen. Appreciate you, Lynn. How many of y'all, I know some of y'all done balled y'all toes all the way back up in y'all shoe like that. Oh, she on my toes right now. She in my business right now. She got her feet crisscross applesauce up on my couch right now. Ain't no way in the world that was me. What? Oh, found it prideful. Oh, I gave them my very last. I went and I did for them before I did for myself, and I did this and I did that when it came down to everybody, and I always made me last. You hear how that sound now? Now with a healthier mindset. We've been working since January. Some of y'all been here with me longer than January, but those of you guys who've been here since January, you hear how that sound. When Coach say that to you right now, when Coach say that back to you right now, yeah, it will. It trigger tears in some people, and that's okay. Let them flow. Understand me. Let them flow. Now, when somebody say that to you out loud, now you're like, oh, yes, my love. We were taught how to love, but we were never taught how to stop. We were taught how to give, but we were never taught when to stop. We were taught to bend over backwards and never taught when it was time to sit up straight. Understand me, this is what we were taught, and that was wrong. We have to dismantle that. We have to dismantle that. We have to throw that out. We have to let that go. It's nothing cool, and it's nothing cute, and it's nothing real, nothing solid, nothing loyal about you giving somebody your last. Understand me. You should never be an individual that find it, something to boast or brag. That's not a flex, baby. To say, I'll give you my last. When you tell a person that I'll give you my last, you're telling that person that I don't have boundaries. Come on, I'm going to learn you something. Come on, I'm going to learn you something, right? Double tap on the screen. When you're telling somebody that I will give you my last, you're telling that person that you don't have boundaries, that you're willing to sacrifice everything that you are for that individual. And then you're wondering why they walking you like a dog. Come on, I'm going to learn you something. You're telling that person that I took care of you before I took care of me. And I did this before you, before I did it for me. And I made sure this and that for all of y'all before I did for me. The only thing that you're telling is everybody in that group, you're letting everybody in that group know that when it comes down to prioritizing, that you prioritize them over yourself and your own well-being. And then you're wondering why they're walking you like a dog. You're wondering why they're treating you like nothing. You're wondering why you always come last on their list. Understand me. They are seeing you do this. They see how you treat yourself, and that's exactly how they're treating you in return. It doesn't make them look at you and love you more. Oh my God. What are you saying, Coach? That was deception. What you say? Baby, you was deceived. You've been bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. You've been finessed. You giving a person more it's not going to make them respect you more. You loving a person more is not going to make them love you more. You bending over backwards and doing, that's not going to make you do or give. They're not going to see you that way. When a person see you as that type of individual, they see you as a lick. Understand me. You got to be from the street to understand what a lick mean. They mean that they're about to rob you blind. Do you hear me? Easy access to every single thing that you got. They are about to take every single thing that is good. They about to take it from you. I want you to understand me. The moment that they see that you are that type of individual, oh yeah. Oh yeah, they can, and it's not going to happen overnight. Thank you, Diamond. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Yeah, y'all might as well say ouch and send a badge. Say ouch and send a gift. Say ouch and send some love. It's just the truth. Understand me, because we've all been there. We've all had that experience. Yeah, you think that you being good to them is going to make them be good to you. And I just want you to know that there's no guarantee of a return on that. Oh my God. Yeah, there's no guarantee on the return on that. Understand me. When you're good to people and you're doing all of this, there's no guarantee that they're going to return that. Understand me. And you have to know that. Friends say, you better teach it. I'm trying here, right? There's no guaranteed on that. This is why it's so important. Thank you so much, Denise. This is why it's so important for you to know these things, to be able to peep when it's manipulation versus when it's love, when it's inauthentic and when it's actually authentic. This is why God shows this to you. He's like, I'm going to show it to you. And after I show it to you, you have to decide what you're going to do with this new information. But I ain't going to have you ignorant. I'm going to expose you to it. And I'm going to let you make a decision as to which way you going to go with it. Understand me. I'm going to expose you to the pros and the cons. And I'm going to let you make a decision as to what it is that you're going to do with it. But you will not walk away from here saying that you did not know. You will not walk away from here saying that I did not expose you to it. It was right there in front of your face. And however you wanted to go about it is exactly however you wanted to go about it. Understand me. This is how this thing works. We serve a God that is not a wheel-breaking God. And I say this to you every day because I want you to let that sit and soak and sizzle inside of your spirit. God is not going to break your will. At whatever level of life that you're currently living on, is because you are deciding to be on that level. I need for you to know that, because if you want it more, you have to ask yourself, am I doing more? If you want it bigger, you have to ask yourself, am I doing the bigger? Understand me. If you wanted to produce more, you have to ask yourself, am I planting more? Because if you ain't planted no seeds, ain't no need you going out there with no basket or no food line plastic bag thinking that you got no harvest. How do you think that you're going to harvest something when you planted nothing? You being messy, yeah. You just drink yours, yeah. Okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna drink it, but that was a question that I had been wanting to ask, and it was just perfect. Okay. I ain't gonna even put the top back on my water because I feel like I'm gonna be drinking some more of it. So, you can't get something from nothing, sweetheart. That's a truism. That's an old school truism. Hey, Heather, I ain't even trying to be messy with them. I'm just trying to be real, right? I just want to know. You want something for nothing. You want to pray and send your petition and talk about how you want this, and this, but you ain't even willing to get up and get nothing done. You got more excuses than a man going to jail about why you can't do this, why you can't do that. Then how is it that you expect for something to happen in your life when you're not willing to put forth any type of effort? You're not willing to step out and do nothing different. You're not willing to challenge yourself. You're not even willing to push yourself through the days when you feel tired, the days when you feel frustrated, the days when you feel agitated or annoyed. You just sit there right there in it. And I want you to understand that every single time when something is challenging to you, that means do it. When something is hard for you, that means do it. When something is seem like, those are the things that you need to do, the things that are challenging to you, because there's a reason reason as to why the enemy don't want you to do it. There's a reason as to why the enemy wants you to sit right there and continue to not make those type of strides. And I try to tell people this every single day. On the days when you don't feel like it, go the hardest. On the days when you're not in the mood, go the hardest. On the days when you feel like you should give up, go the hardest. Why? Because that thing that you want is always on the other side of that hard. Always. Always. That's free game right there. That's free game. That thing that you want is always on the other side of the hard, baby. Yes, it's always. Oh yeah, you might want to put that in the note. Don't put that in your regular notes. Put that on a sticky note. Put that on a sticky note. You might want to put that in the inside of your phone and on your phone case. That way you can see that every single day. That's somebody. Some people need to put it on a rearview mirror. I get it. Some of y'all need to put it on the bathroom mirror. I get it. That's right. Put it wherever you need to put it so that you can see it. It's on the other side of that hard. So the moment that you start wanting to get lazy, you start wanting to procrastinate, you start wanting to throw in the towel, you start wanting to give up, you start wanting to give in, and you start having all these different negative thoughts about how it's not going to work for you. I want you to see that sticky note and become instantly motivated. I want you to hear that, see that sticky note, and I want you to hear me in your ear. I want to be inside of your ear, and I want you to read that note right there in my voice and hear, Coach, when I say it's on the other side of that hard, that thing that you want, that thing that you want to accomplish, that it's on the other side of that hard. If I can just get up and I can get to it, if I can get up and get my reading done, if I can get my scriptures done, if I can get up and get my meditation done, get my prayer done, if I can just be consistent for the next 3 days, I want to see what's going to happen. Guaranteed. It's on the other side of hard. It's on the other side of the hard. I'm telling you, that's why the enemy wants you to always operate in what's comfortable. He loves for you to stay in that the comfort zone. The enemy wants you to stay in that comfort zone forever because he knows as long as you stay in that comfort zone, there's no growth there. There's no development there. There's no healing there. There's no elevation there. Understand me, the enemy is one of his tricks right there, baby. Yeah, that's right. This is to keep you in that comfort zone, to keep you right there, good and complacent. And you thinking that you got your life all together because you good. I'm comfortable right here. That's dangerous. Hello, somebody. I'm comfortable right now. I've been right here for a very long time and I'm cool right here. Oh, baby, that's dangerous. Understand me. Because that comfort zone is nothing but self-sabotagement in disguise. That comfort zone is nothing but self-sabotagement in disguise. You should never want to sit in a place where you didn't got comfortable. You should always be going for more. You should always be building more. Understand me. Always going for something outside of what you already have on a regular basis. The enemy's job is to get you good and comfortable, because the moment that he gets you good and comfortable, then he stagnates your growth. He stagnates your growth right there. He stops you from elevating right there. Then you plateau right there. And what happens when you get in that comfort zone, if you sit there for way too long, understand me, I'm going to tell you this right now. When you get to that comfort zone where you're good and comfortable right there, not only does it stagnate your growth, not only does it keep you in a place where you're not evolving anymore, once he gets you right there in that stuck, stagnant state, then what happened? He starts wanting you to, you're so relaxed that you do what? You start going back to your old ways unexpectedly. You don't even think about it. It's not even in the front part of your mind. It just starts happening. You start speaking how you used to speak, thinking how you used to think, and before you know it, you right there back out there in the same world that you left. Comfort zone is dangerous. It's dangerous. This is why we do this every day. Somebody said, well, why do y'all do this every single day? 5 days a week to get up on a live video and talk about this stuff every single day. It just seems like a little bit repetitive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why would you do that every single day? Like, that doesn't, yeah, you know how many times you have to remind somebody that they are worthy? Do you know the state of this world? Do you know that we're in a mental health crisis right now? Do you know how many people wake up on a regular basis thinking that they're not good enough, that they're not worthy, that they're not capable? Do you know how many people have thoughts on a regular basis about giving up, about throwing in the towel? Do you know how many people that smile, that walk around and have a big old smile on their face, understand me, but it's actually a fake smile that's wearing a mask, that behind that smile that they are actually breaking apart? Do you know how many people wake up every single day, right? And they didn't even want to wake up every single day, and they despise the fact that they woke up every single day. Nah, I don't think that we do it enough. 5 days a week is not even enough when you start looking at the amount of people that are actually real life struggling in life. Sometimes some folks just wake up and they just need to hear that they matter. Sometimes people need to wake up and the only thing that they needed to hear out of the whole entire message was that you are loved. Sometimes they wake up and they stroll up and the only thing that they needed to take away from the message was, it's not just you. You are not by yourself. They see it in the comments when they see other people say, I agree, I'm experiencing that too. I'm dealing with that too. And guess what happens in that moment when they see that? They see that and they all of a sudden say, this is where I need to be. Let me listen to the rest. And they build their strength and their encouragement, their motivation, their inspiration right there. And a person that was right there, that close to letting go, that close to giving up, that close to throwing in the towel, because they heard what they heard that day and they seen that they wasn't the only one going through it. They are now feeling the energy, the strength, the encouragement to give it another try. Understand me, to give it another try. They build their strength off of that. No. So 5 days a week is really not enough. And to be honest, some of my chosen family say, y'all think 5 days is a lot, baby. Y'all wasn't here. Y'all wasn't here in 2023 when we was twice a day, baby. We had morning walk and worship, and then we had a 12 o'clock class, and they both was like an hour and a half long. And yes, that's 3 hours a day, baby. We was locked in, and sometimes it was a smooth flow. Yeah, please, we doing good right now. We're doing, hey, any of my people here from 2024, double tap on the screen. If you was here 2023, 2024, baby, when we was at morning walk and worship in the morning, and then we had 12 o'clock class. Where y'all at? Double tap on the screen. Oh, baby, yeah, this is not, yeah. Oh, what? No. But when you're doing what we do, you have to be, friends say locked in. I'm talking about, hey, listen, and 12 o'clock class used to be over 1,000 people on the live, right? TikTok, we would have over 1,000 people at 12 o'clock class. And locked in, taking notes, everything in between that. Oh, would show out bad. We would go from morning walk and worship, and at 12 o'clock, we would be right back online. Am I right? Hey, I'm telling you, look at my and did for real. Like, no, you have to understand, like, we're undoing years on top of years of things that we've been taught, right? We're undoing years of stuff, of generational curses and brokenness. We're undoing years of that stuff, right? This is stuff that's happening every day. And every single day, there's more people that's tuning in. There's more people that's finding like, wait a minute, this is my first time finding your live. Oh my God, I didn't know did y'all do this every day? What time does it start? You understand me? This is growing every single day. Maybe you're not paying attention. But one thing that I've learned about this, though, is this right here. The enemy will do anything that he possibly can and try to plant all types of negative seeds on a regular basis, right? To discourage people from learning, from growing. Because the more that you know, the more that you grow, and the more harder it is for him to be able to get over on you. So when people say things like that to me, now I identify the spirit that they're carrying, right? Now I identify the spirit that they're carrying. Because only the enemy, only the adversary will be upset about people getting some information that helps them grow, that helps them evolve, that helps them develop a more closer relationship with Christ, and also develop a more closer relationship with themselves. Only the enemy will be upset about people coming together and learning how to love themselves, how to support themselves, how to prioritize themselves. The only person that's mad with that is the enemy. You got to be a real live op to be mad about that. You have to be the real live op to be upset about somebody. And then on top of everything else, my question was, well, why do you listen every day then? Well, why are you here every day? If you trying to, why you be there? Well, I just be coming because I want to support. Yeah, well, okay. Like, now I ain't saying it's bad. I'm just asking, like, how do you do it? How y'all do that every day? You watch it every day. You hear every day. So we do it every day the same way you hear every day. And then had the nerve to say, well, I take notes and I be learning stuff from it. I just be thinking like, dang. And so when I said, y'all, I looked this person directly in their face. Hold on, Diva Styles, this is the thing. I looked at them and I said, you see how you're questioning it? That's the enemy that you've given access to. The enemy wants you to question why you there every day, to stop you from being there every day. The good thing is that the spirit that's within you that's drawing you to it is more powerful than the question. But if you don't stop that right now, then eventually that spirit is going to overpower. Face look all confused. I said, there's a spiritual warfare that's going on in the inside of you that you are unaware of. Now they're looking at me like, wait a minute, what? I said, yeah. I said, you're experiencing that Jesus like in the wilderness type of experience, my love. When the enemy wanted to come in and try to make him question everything that he knew, right? He kept coming at him because he wanted to put doubt into his mind. And that's exactly what's happening to you. And those type of things you have to rebuke and you have to shut out. You're not here and taking notes every day for nothing. You're not here and listening to the messages every day and then putting your phone inside of your purse and popping in your earbud and dropping your hair over your ear so that you can work and your manager don't know that you're doing. You're not doing that for nothing. You're doing that because you're finding something inside of that message that keeps you afloat, that keeps you going, that keeps you motivated, that keeps you inspired. That's God going to work inside of your life. But if you continue to give place to the enemy, I want you to understand that eventually what's going to happen is either you're going to shut the enemy out or the enemy is going to pull you in. Tears rolling. Wow. The enemy is very cunning. He's very skillful at what he does. And when he comes, you're not going to know that he's coming because he's been doing this for years. Understand me. He's slick. He's sly at what it is that he does, right? And he's going to make it seem as though it's nothing, but it's really something. This is why you have to be careful for everything. You have to be careful for everything and don't overlook nothing. Careful for everything and don't overlook nothing. Because if it caught your attention, if it caught your eye, then there's something in that. Nothing happens by coincidence or happenstance, ever. Everything that we do is spiritual. Okay? Pay attention to the conversations that people have with you. Hear what they don't say. Pay attention to how people show up for you, things that happen. Pay attention to everything. Overlook nothing. Pay attention to everything. Overlook nothing. Nothing that is pointed out, nothing that happens is by happenstance or coincidence. It's all alignment. Everything that we do is spiritual. And the more that you grow, the more that you evolve in Christ, the more detached from this world that you're going to become, and the more that you're going to see that it's all spiritual. You're going to grow into knowing that what I just said to you today is a fact. For some of y'all, it still sounds foreign, and that is okay. My job is to prepare you for what's going to happen, right? To prepare you for what's going to happen and to give you strength, encouragement, motivation, and inspiration and word to stand in the middle of what you're currently dealing with. But some of the information that I'm giving you is not for your right now, it's for your future self, right? So it's for your future self. So when you start to grow into this, these things will come back to your mind, and you're going to say, oh, Coach taught me that. Coach told me this was going to happen. Coach had said that in the last session. Oh my, let me go back to my notes, right? This is what this right here is for. So as you're continuing to grow and evolve in Christ, you're going to understand that more and more as you start to lose taste for people, as you start to lose taste for environments, as you start to outgrow scenes that you used to be on, things that used to, get you going. All of a sudden, it's a turn off to you. Now then you're going to understand, like, oh yeah, I really just don't, yeah. You're going to start to feel like you don't belong in that place. right? You're able to pick up on inauthenticity and manipulation. People won't be able to say and do what they used to be able to say and do. Number 9 was you will realize that everyone is on their own journey. Yeah, the more that you're growing and that you're evolving. Number 9 was, baby, you're going to start to pick up on the fact that I'm not responsible for a soul. Understand me. I'm not responsible for what you do or you don't do. The only person that I'm responsible for is me. So you start to remove that false sense of responsibility that we develop all these years of taking care of other people and being a people pleaser to other people. Number 9 is you start to realize that everybody have their own path, their own journey, their own unique relationship with Christ. And sometimes theirs won't look like yours. Yours won't look like theirs. And you start to understand that I have to remove that false sense of responsibility. I don't owe you anything. It's not my job to fix you. It's not my job to fix your life. It's not my job to save you. It's not my job to come and make it right. That's not my job. And you learn how to step up out of the way and let everybody take responsibility for their own life. It becomes crystal clear to you. It becomes crystal clear to you because the more that you're growing and that you're evolving, you'll start to see where some folk don't want to grow. They just like attention. Thank you, Candace Bash. Appreciate you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I think that was Danielle right after you. Danielle, appreciate you so much. What you say, Coach? Yeah, the more that you grow, the more that you evolve. Hold on, Heather. See, you've been here for a while, so you know where I'm going with this. Yeah, the more that you grow, the more that you evolve in life, you will start to see that everybody that's crying, that they so hurt, that they so damaged, they so this and that. Baby, some of them folks, they don't want to heal. They want attention. No matter how many times you tell them what to do, how to do, and all the good advice that you give them, guess what? They'll never take any of that because they like the attention that being broken brings them. Understand me? So they want to talk about that thing over and over and over and over again. And you start looking at them like, listen, I'm tired of hearing about that. Understand me? I ain't trying to be rude and I ain't trying to be mean. But baby, it's time for you to get up. It's time for you to dust yourself off. It's time for you to get back into living life. Understand me? How much longer are you going to be down about that? How much longer are you going to be crying about that? How much longer are you going to be still talking about that 30-year-old trauma? Baby, it's time to get past that. And some folk will get mad at me. They used to get mad at me. I ain't lying. They used to get mad at me. They're like, oh, that's so insensitive. That's so wrong. Why would you tell people that? Understand me? Because everybody else have made excuses for you to stay down. I'm telling you that it's time for you to get up. At one point or another, you have to understand that you sitting and soaking in that is not going to fix you. Understand me? You sitting and soaking in that 30-year-old trauma, that 20-year-old trauma, that 10-year-old trauma. Understand me? That you sitting and soaking in it and having that a part of your day-to-day conversation is doing nothing but giving life to that. Whatever it is that your mind is focused on is what it's going to produce more of. So the more that you sit and soak in that pain, the more pain that you generate with inside of yourself. The more that you sit over there in your mind going over and over and over, the longer that you're going to be broken, the longer that you're going to be down bad, the longer that you're going to be hurt, the longer that you're going to be sad, mad, and depressed. The devil is a lie. You might have messed up my childhood and ain't have no control over that. But my adulthood, where I got the power, where I got the control, oh, be prepared to be sick of me. I'm about to live my best life. Do you hear me? Smiles, grin. Oh, yeah. Don't nothing like say get your lick back like seeing folk that didn't folks see that they ain't stop nothing. Yeah, you ain't stop nothing. You was wrong for what you did, but baby, you gotta deal with God with that. That's gonna be between you and God. You and God, you can take that up with God. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, baby, if you think I'm gonna have a bad childhood and then turn around and have a bad adulthood too, oh no, that right there, that just don't make no sense to me. That don't make no sense to me. Like, why are you still? Yeah, you have to lay that little girl to rest, baby. Lay that little boy to rest. Understand me? I get it, and it's not that I trivialize anybody's pain. I'm not trivializing your pain. I'm not trivializing what it is that you've gone through. I'm saying that you cannot continue to drag that from one year to the next year, to the next year, to the next year, to the next year, and then expect to be living a happy life, a joyful life, a life that is overflowing with peace. That's what I'm telling you, that you have to eventually cut ties, not just with other people, but with the old broken version of yourself as well. Yourself is in the inside of you screaming at you, let us go, let's move on, let's create, let's have a best life. And you over there talking to you saying, oh, but I'm still mad about it. Girl, bye. Drinking the water. It's just something about it I just don't like. I'm just saying, yeah, it's something. It's something about it it's something about that just it don't yeah it just something about that, friend, that it just don't be sitting well with me, right? It's just something about that don't sit well with me, because the more that you grow, the more that you evolve, the more that I feel like you get to see these type of situations and understand that you can't undo what's already been done. And I think that say you in my house, I'm just saying, friend, like I love you. I love you enough to tell you the truth, right? So I love you enough to tell you the truth and tell you that, hey, look, you sitting there in that past trauma, no matter how bad it was, no matter how disrespectful it actually was, no matter how traumatic it was, right? To continuously, right, have your focus, your time, your energy and effort into that is doing nothing but multiplying that, right? And it's time to stop multiplying it, and time to really start healing from that, start growing from that, learn the lesson that you need to learn from that situation, right? And go ahead and start moving forward in your life. If every speaker, if every teacher, every minister come and they only make excuses for you to do that, then they're giving you excuses for you to sit down. You have to have somebody, hey, how you doing, that's going to tell you it's time to get up. It's time to get serious. It's time to take you back. Right? And, and I'm not like, again, I'm not trivializing what you're going through. I understand. You're not responsible for the pain. You didn't cause the pain. You are responsible for your healing, though. The only person, you can go and see as many therapists as you want. You can get as many coaches as you want. You can go to many empowerment events, all that you want. But you're not going to heal until you're ready to heal. You're not going to develop until you are ready to develop. Until you're very serious about letting it go. And until then, you're just wasting their time and your money. And a lot of people won't say that because they don't mind you paying for sessions that you're not growing in. They don't mind you coming to the conferences, selling out the conferences, and they don't care about the fact that you're walking away from the conference and you're still broken because they've already got paid. The difference is I do ministry. This is ministry for me. God is going to always provide for me. He's going to always create an overflow for me. He's going to always open a door for me. So I don't have to rely on people. Understand me. God touches the hearts of people every day and say, hey, look, do this, do that. So I'm going to always be okay. My job is to tell you the truth so that you can grow, so that you can evolve, so that you can create the very best life, the life that you deserve, the life that he created for you to live. That's my job. I don't get no satisfaction out of seeing you stay broken, out of seeing you stay hurt, out of seeing you stay down, out of still seeing you in that same stuck, stagnant state. To be honest with you, if you ask my chosen family, they'll tell you I get mad. I don't want to hear the same thing over and over. I get mad. Because I've been teaching you for a whole year and you still crying about that. I've been giving you all these notes over and over. I'm over here sweating. It's hot in this garage. And you still talking about that? Now, come on. Where we letting that go? Where we moving on forward from that? Why in the world is that even still a part of your conversation? You got to be around people that are holding you accountable, that want to see you grow, that want to see you heal, that want to see you develop, that want to see you living your very best life, not codependent on nothing or nobody but God. My desire for everybody that's surrounding me, right, is to have their loyalty their loyalty is with Christ and the assignment that Christ has for them on a regular basis. Anything other than that, you're doing yourself a disservice. Measuring yourself up against that word every single day. That should be what you're doing. You realize that everybody have their own path, their own journey, their own thing, and you removing that false sense of responsibility, and you're solely focusing on yourself and your development, taking that cape and burning it up, okay? Throwing that cape right on in the trash. Understand me. That's it. That's all. And moving forward with your life, understanding that it's about you. 10. We right on time. 10 is what? You want to become of service. 10 is the more that you start to grow and evolve in life, you want to serve. Understand me. Well, why is that? Why does that happen? Because when we talked about Christ conscious, one of the things, when we talked about Christ conscious, we told you what? Christ conscious taught us that it's better to be a server than a ruler. Christ conscious, to operate with the mindset of Christ. We learned that it was better to become a server than a ruler. And that dismantles everything that we've been taught our whole entire life, because everybody wanted to be the chief and nobody wanted to be the Indian, because we was taught to be the Indian meant that you had to follow the rules of somebody else. You had to do this and you had to do that, right? But when we study Christ conscious, then that completely ripped apart everything that they had taught us. And now we understand that it's better to be a server than a ruler. Part of your awakening, number 10, is you become a person that want to be of service, right? You want to be of service. You want to help people. You want to pour into people. You want to make sure that people understand that this is what life is really about. Because when Jesus came here, he came here to serve. You start operating with a spirit that is extremely humble. And you're not concerned about who's in the front. You're not concerned about who's being seen, you're not concerned about that anymore. Understand me, you find comfort. You back there in the back of the things and you're like, yeah, but I'm doing my job. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing while I'm back here. While I'm back here, I'm doing what God has called me to do. Understand me, I'm working on the back end. You become a person that wants to serve. I'll never forget, we was in Tennessee. We was down there in Tennessee and we were sitting in the hotel lobby having breakfast. And I was sitting on one side of the island and Lynn was sitting on the other side of the island, and Lynn did not know it at that moment that she was experiencing her awakening. And so she was on the other side of me and she said, hey coach, I just want to know, how can I serve? Never forget it. And I said, huh? And then immediately she started running down her credentials. Things that she has done as far as her job, things that she was able to contribute, how she could do this, and this. She started running it down, just like that. She said, I don't want to just show up. I want to be doing something. I don't want to just do this. I want to be servicing in some type of way. Is there a way that I can serve? She said that to me in Tennessee, and we got to Dallas. And when we got to Dallas, I didn't have a door girl, so I said, hey, can you run the door for me? When I tell you, she ran that door, and you wasn't getting through that door. I want you to know that if you ain't have your ticket, if you ain't have your stuff together, and in that moment I realized, I said, she one of them. Oh, she did the job. She did the job, and she did it. She did the job, held it all the way down. So in that moment, you know what I'm saying? God exposes you to the people that's around you. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be there to help build, right? That's going to be there, that's going to help build. You don't have to have people that, because that person been with me this long and that person been. No. God will send people to you that's going to be right there with you, that's going to help you get that job done, that's going to make sure that everything is right there in place. And sometimes it'll be people that you don't even know, people that you least expect. Understand me, God is going to always do that. So there's no need for you to be caught up on whether or not it's going to be this person and that person, because y'all been playing in the sandbox together and they understand this and they understand that. Oh baby, no. Understand me, God will send the people that you least expect, the ones that you least expected. Never thought that this would be who you was working with, and that'll be the one right there that's right there alongside of you, helping you fulfill this, fulfill that, get this off the ground, opening that door, creating that opportunity. This is why he says, don't get caught up on these people, because some of these people in your life, they will only be here for a season. Understand me, don't get caught up on these folks. Don't be so connected and codependent on these folks that you think that these folks are going to be the ones that's going to finish this thing for you or with you. Understand me, because some folk are only going to be there for level 1, for season 1, and by the time season 2 come, they're not going to be ready for season 2, right? Because they've been over there distracted in their own life, and you're growing and evolving, and they still talking about the same thing. And you're going to have to be in a position mentally and spiritually and emotionally, right, where you say, I have to leave you. I got to leave you, because I can't stop doing what I'm doing in my life to catch you up. We all got to be working. And you have to be willing to continue to move forward without them, without any feeling of guilt or regret. Understand me. It is okay for you to move forward. Why? Because everybody had their own path. Number 9 was they have their own path. And when you start to experience that level of, I'm ready to serve, understand me, now you're ready to move forward and you don't care about who else is coming. This is what I'm doing. I ain't asked you to do it with me, but this is what I'm about to do. This is how I'm about to show up. Thank you, Candace. I appreciate you, sweet. This is what I'm about to do. This is how I ain't got nothing to do with what you do. You're not me and I'm not you. You want to be of service. It's refilling and refreshing for you, right? Some people look and say, well, dang, the whole month of April is our give back month. The whole month of April, I'm out and I'm giving back. I get nothing from that. I'm buying tennis shoes. I'm buying clothes. I'm going to fundraisers for children who have autism. I'm doing all of these things. I'm constantly in the field. And you get nothing back from that, but I feel so refreshed. I have an overflow in my heart. When I see the kids smiling and running around, they got their first pair of Nikes. They got their first pair of Jordans, and they are living their very best life. They are just happy to serve. Understand me? I'm just happy to serve. And me seeing them smile, me being able to be in that environment, just to give them a 10 to 15 minute speech about how they are loved, how they are respected, and how many people out here that don't know them still care about them, and to see their faces light up, that's refreshing. That's service. Understand me? Right then and there. Traveling to Africa, did that on my own dime. People look like, what in the world? You out there in Africa? Yes, on my own dime. Went out to Africa and was able to go and speak at the orphanage. I was able to speak in Africa, not just service and give things, but able to speak in Africa, being able to speak in Africa, being able to put shoes on children's feet who never had shoes, being able to give them snacks, give them clothes, and give them all different types of stuff, money to buy resources. Do you know how fulfilling that was? Some people are like, wait a minute. If I'm going to go to Africa, it's going to be an experience for me. I'm going to hang out. And I can say this because this is the conversations that was happening inside the van that I was in. Thank you so much, Star. I appreciate that, CA. Krista, thank you for the CA. Oh, I was in Africa and I was in a van of people that came to Dirty December. They was out there to party. They was out there to be on their neck. They came out there to have them a good time. And they riding around with me and they said, hey, well, what did you come to do? Because everybody got a piece of the itinerary. I had the last 2 days. I said, my days I came to serve. They looked at me like I had then lost my mind. They said, what? I said, I want to serve. Take me to the market. Take me to the market, right? First of all, I already got an envelope because my chosen family sent me money. Sent me out there with money to give to the orphanage. So we went out there with a donation already that was mind-blowing to them because they was looking like, ain't no way in the world. Oh yes, this is all y'all's in an envelope, signed, sealed, delivered straight from us. But not only that, sent money while I was in Africa that we went and bought all kind of stuff from the market. Not only did we have enough to give at the orphanage, we had enough to actually get on a canoe and canoe out to a village that didn't have any lights, no water, and to be able to serve out there in the sun, putting shoes on kids, giving food and snacks and clean water to kids. The people that was with me, that wasn't their plan. That's not what they came out there for. They was looking like, what? And some decided to come with me and some decided to stay back. And guess what? I didn't care about either way. I didn't lose no sleep because they didn't want to come serve with me. I didn't get mad. If y'all noticed, they was with me when I was at the orphanage. They was with me when I was at the orphanage. Y'all seen that. But when we got in the canoes, you noticed it was down to just me and T. I didn't get mad because they didn't want to come with me. I didn't get mad because they didn't want to help out. I didn't care. Because what I was doing because that's what I came to do. And it doesn't matter to me whether or not they're on board with what God is calling me to do or not. And this is what it is when it's time for you to go out and you have to serve and you have to move and you have to do what God called you to do. You have to be willing to do it, even if it's just you by yourself. You have to be willing to do it and not distracted by anybody else who don't support it, who don't understand it, who's not applauding it, who's not out there with you. You can't be concerned about that. When it's time for you to go, you have to be willing to go. When it's time for you to do, you have to be willing to do. And you have to do that even if you don't have the support of these people. People are fickle. Do you hear me? People are very much fickle. And sometimes they gonna do and sometimes they not. Sometimes they with you and sometimes they not. Understand me. And you have to be willing to continue with your journey regardless. You want to become a person of service. I looked at it and I said, I'll never forget this. How much? Flight and itinerary. You mean to tell me out of your account you about to spend almost $7,000 just to go feed some kids in another country? $7,000 just to go serve. And I did. Best $7,000 that I ever spent. You can't put a price on service, especially when you're doing it from the kindness of your heart. When it's God-given and God-driven, there's a difference. When it's God-given and God-driven, the return on that is so different. The best experience of my life. Best experience of my life. Even though I cried like a baby, even though, because it's a humbling experience. And it taught me so much, exposed me to so much. I experienced something that some people only dream about, going to Africa. But to be able to do it, and do it on that level, knowing that it was God-given and God-driven, it was different for me. 10 out of 10, we'll do it again. Out of all, you'll become a person that want to serve. Out of all the things that I do in the U.S. as far as giving shoes for back-to-school backpacks and school supplies and feedings on the Thanksgiving and providing Christmases for kids, that was the most fulfilling, because it's different when you give in to people who really don't have it. When you're loving on people that really don't have it, coming through for people that really don't have it, that level of appreciation for what, and gratitude for what it is that you're doing, you can see it in their eyes. It's different. Here, we're very spoiled. We're very spoiled, we're very entitled and very ungrateful. You could be out there and you could be passing out shoes that these kids ain't never had before a day in their life, and they would still, some of them would still have something negative to say. You could be out there with hot dogs and hamburgers, and some of them will still be asking why you ain't have chicken. You can be out there and you can have all these book bags and everything, and because you don't have the color that they, can you come back and bring me another color? Oh yeah, come on now, like I just want to be real about it. That's the difference. When people ask you ask me what's the difference, that's the difference. That's the difference. It was not one complaint, not one ungrateful person I experienced, not one person that I experienced while I was in Africa that wasn't appreciative of me being there, that wasn't appreciative or receptive of me being there. Everywhere I went, it was an overflow of love. That was the difference. I'll never forget that. Never forget that. You'll get to that point where you will want to serve. Number 10 is serve. Number 11. I want to go to number 11. Y'all double tap on the screen for me. We're talking stages of awakening. If it's tight, but it's right, but you're getting exactly what you need, I need y'all to double tap on the screen. Get us up to 200K over there on TikTok, y'all. We at 100K right now. Double tap on the screen. Yes. Number 10 was you want to be of service. You want to be of service. She says, what is number 9? Number 9 was you realize that everyone is on their own path. Number 9 is you realize that everyone is on their own path. So then you go ahead and remove that false sense of responsibility. Ash Ruth, thank you so much for that, CA. I appreciate you so much, sweetheart. Thank you. Y'all double tap on that that screen. Get us up at least to 150. Well, at least to 150 over there on TikTok. Double tap, because right now we at 106. I know y'all been listening and vibing out because we just had like a little moment. I get it. But double tap on the screen. Can we get 5 badges on IG? Y'all double tap, right? And number 10 is you want to be of service. You want to be of service. Number 9 is you realize that everybody have their own thing going on. Number 10 is you want to be of service, right? You want to be of service in your own way. You want to give. You want to do. It's something. Yeah, you want to give, you want to do, you want to provide something that you just don't want to constantly show up empty, right? Number 11. We're talking stages of spiritual awakening. Stages of spiritual awakening. And the reason why we're having this conversation, just for people that are just now popping in and trying to figure out what's going on here. We're talking of stages of transformation, right? The awakening stage is what we're on, number 3. So we done exposure and we done isolation. And now we're doing the awakening. When you're experiencing that awakening, and all of these fall under the stages of transformation, right? And the thing is, we're having this conversation because I told them in the beginning of this live, what happens is a lot of people start their healing journey, their self-love journey, their spiritual journey. Thank you, Dr. Charlene Mullins. I appreciate you so much for that, CA. I appreciate you. But what happens is you get on your journey, and when you start to experience some of these different things, right? When you start to experience some of these things, it start to scare you. And because you're afraid of what you're experiencing, you stop. You stop and you go back to your old life. And I feel like if we create these environments, these teaching type of environments, you guys will be able to identify these changes in your life. And instead of you becoming scared of them, you'll start to embrace it and understand it and see it that this is just a stage. This is a stage. This is something that is normal, that people go through, you know what I'm saying, in this moment. And so what I have to do is I have to continue to push forward, right? So that's what we're doing right now. And number 11 is your teacher finds you. Your teacher finds you. Oh man, when you ready to change, when you seriously ready to change, when you seriously ready to grow, when you seriously ready to evolve in your life, your teacher finds you. When you're experiencing that awakening in your life, that very thing that you needed, that you felt like was missing, that teacher finds you in that moment. Number 11 is your teacher finds you. If you found your way over to my live and this was not your plan, you had no idea who I was, you just ended up over here and you've been stuck with me ever since, I want to see y'all double tap on the screen. If you found me and you was like, I had no idea what was happening, but I found this lady yelling at the phone, sweating with a do-rag, and no matter what it was that she was looking like, it was the words that was coming out of her mouth that was so intriguing to me. It woke up something that was in me. It grabbed my attention on a level that I just could not believe. And it was like every day I was looking for, trying to figure out what was going on. That, you know what I mean? That didn't fit the description of anything that I would have thought of as a teacher. Did not fit the description of a teacher. Did not show up with a blazer. Did not show up, you know what I'm saying, with the hair all pressed out and all this and that. Did not show up in that form, but all of a sudden became my teacher. Somebody that I would have never, ever expected. I got some saints that was like, girl, I never would have thought that this is where I would be. I got some older people that say, girl, and they tell me this all the time, girl, I'm 75, I'm 85 years old, and I never thought that I would be learning from someone your age. But I love you. Do you hear me? And when they say love, they say it like that. I love you. You know what I'm saying? It is so different. Never in my life thought that I would be listening to you. Tattoos, do-rag, sweaty face, did not look the part. The outer exterior was definitely not what I was looking for. And it was the voice. I have people walk up to me right now today that say, I know you by your voice. As soon as you said something, I knew that was you. You know, it's like I knew the voice. And every time that they say that, I always think about when he says, my sheep, they know, like I knew the voice. And every time that they say that, I always think about when he says, my sheep, they know He says, my sheep, they know my voice. Double tap on my screen. Double tap on my screen real quick. Instagram and Facebook. Let me make sure that y'all can hear me. Make sure y'all can hear me. Make sure y'all can hear me. Make sure y'all can hear me. I had a call trying to come through. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Double tap on the screen. Number 11 is you find your voice. I want to make y'all can hear net. Okay, cool. Facebook, are y'all still good over there? Are y'all still good on Facebook? Somebody check Facebook for me real quick. Just want to make sure. I want to make sure so I can go on with number 11. All right. Crystal, can you go to Facebook real quick? Just in the comment section, let me know if you can hear me. Oh, okay. Latoya Smith. Thank you, Latoya. I appreciate it. Never mind, Crystal. She got it. All right. Girl, I don't know either. All right. So now that we back. All right. So number 11. Number 11 is your teacher will find you. Out of nowhere, that thing will happen. And this is why I tell you guys, it's not by happenstance or by coincidence. Everything is alignment. Everything is alignment. Everything that we do is spiritual. Everything that we do is spiritual, right? And it says, during the awakening, your spiritual teacher may appear everywhere with perfect timing. Right? During your spiritual awakening, your teacher will appear everywhere and it'd be like perfect timing. It's like right on time. When you show up to the live and it's like, man, everything that all of this is about me. Everything that I'm going through right now, this is what I'm dealing with. Oh my God, wait a minute. How did she know that? I ain't even told nobody about this. I didn't even say this to nobody. Nobody knew what I was feeling. And then it's like everything that is being taught, everything that is being mentioned, every post that's been going up, it's always about something that you're currently dealing with in your life, right? Number 11 is your spiritual teacher, the person that God has appointed for you. They will appear, and 9 times out of 10 they will not look like how you think that they're going to look. Understand me, they're not going to look like how you think they're supposed to look. They're not going to dress how you think they're supposed to dress, because it's never about the outer appearance. Is that not what Samuel, when Samuel had to go and tell Jesse, he said, hey, you brought them in because of how they look. You brought them in because of how they dress. You know what I'm saying? Because of their body build. He says, God is not concerned with that. Understand? Go get your other son. Because I need to see him real quick. I need you to bring him in. Understand me? So this is why you can't get caught up in what other people look like, what they dress like, and all of that, because whoever God has for you is going to be for you, and it's not going to have anything to do with that. Understand me? When they brought David in there, David was a youth. He was the one that they left out because he didn't look the part. They call him a rut. He's not a boy. When God appoints a person to you, it's going to be somebody that's uniquely designed just for you. It'll be people in your family, people that surround you. Come on, Lily, that won't even understand. Like, how in the world you listen to that? How in the world, man, she's so loud, she's so aggressive, she's so passionate. How in the world you listen to that for a whole hour and sometimes 2 hours? Oh my God, it's just like she's just so loud. And you're like, that's just what I need. I listen to it and I like a loud like that. That's the reason why I listen. It aggravates you because she's not your teacher. Understand? It frustrates you because she's not your teacher. Understand? But it's something about it that pulls me in, that reels me in. So I'm not offended when people say that. I'm just not your teacher. You feel me, pretty? Yeah. I'm not offended I'm just not your teacher. It's different strokes for different folks. Some folk want somebody that's going to whisper to them, that's going to be extremely gentle to them. Some folk that's going to, fit their fancy. I'm not that type of teacher, though. I'm real. I'm raw. Understand me? I'm loud. I'm aggressive. I'm passionate. Very much so. Understand me? All of these things. And in order to, and I'm here for those people who know exactly what that is, right? Who know exactly how to receive that. Everybody that's with me, they understand that this is what we're going to get. They understand it so much they get mad when I'm not that way, y'all. I'm telling you, they be like, oh, go. So I'll never forget being in that doggone hotel lobby trying to do my live video, and these folks that ran me to my car because I couldn't get loud enough for them. Oh, we don't want you to do it in the hotel lobby no more. Just go back out to the car. Go back out to the car. We need loud. We can't hear you. You know what I'm saying? Go back out to the car. I'll never forget that, right? Your teacher will find you. And I feel like this is, I'm talking about, these folks sent me out there to that hot car. But they was used to us being in a hot car, because when the car get hot, we just turn the air on and we cool the fan, we cool the phone back off, and we keep going. Listen, they so used to it that they ignore the wind that's coming through the phone. They don't even care about the wind that's coming through the phone. The wind be loud, I be loud, and they be loud, and yeah, the whole house be loud. They got it on the TV. Some of them, they got it on. Yeah, don't worry about us. We gets it done. By any means necessary, we gets it done around here, baby. We make sure it happens around here. So this is what we've been doing, right? And this, this is just what we do, right? So, and your teacher finds you. And again, it's not always what you think that it's going to be, or who you think that it's going to be. Listen to me when I say this. It's not always who you think that it's going to be. So as you're going through your spiritual awakening, my love, listen to me when I tell you this. It's understandable when you start to feel like my mama church, my grandmama church, this home, this and that. It's not what I need. I go with them because I've been going with them, and it's a habit for me to go with them. But I don't get what they got. That's because everybody's journey is different. And just because that works for them doesn't mean that that's going to work for you. And even sometimes it's not even about changing the church, because you enjoy the church, you learn from the church, but you also have to have a spiritual advisor over on the other side, a Bible study class, a group, or something else that you go to that's outside of that can actually complete the 30-minute preaching session that happened on Sunday, and they left you with a question mark, because they're not just there to service you on Sunday. They got a whole other church that they got a service at the same time, and that message has to be crunched into that 30 minutes. So it's like, yo, we were talking about this on Sunday. What do you think about this, and this? So you have your spiritual advisor, your spiritual teacher that God has blessed you with, that you're able to sit down and dissect that information with right there. So listen, it's okay. Trust me when I tell you, it's okay, right? It's okay, and you continue to grow, you continue to evolve, but your teacher is always going to be for you. It's not for your family. Your spiritual teacher is not going to be always for your family. It's not going to always suit the fancy of all your friends and all of that. That's not what it's about, because this is a unique journey. And this journey is only about you. Right? Double tap on that screen. Number 11 is you find your teacher finds you. During a spiritual awakening, your teacher may appear everywhere with perfect timing to help you. Everything that is discussed, everything that be happening in that moment, it seems almost like that person is in your life, in your relationship, right there in the house with you. They know things that nobody else knows because you ain't saying nothing to nobody else. This is how God makes you alert of who he has appointed to you. This is God's way of showing you exactly who he has appointed for you. These don't have to be a literal teacher, meaning this doesn't have to be what you used to. It's not going to always be fit the fancy of that. It's not going to always be a literal teacher. Then we go on to say they might be a kind stranger in a store, a friend you have met by chance, or a literal spiritual or religious figure. All back ties back into, don't always be who you think that it's going to be. Won't always look how you thought that they was going to look. It's not always going to be that. So this is why you can't get caught up in the looks. right? This is why you cannot get caught up in the looks. This is why you can't get caught up in how people just, no, this is a personal journey that's solely between you and God, not nobody else, right? Not anybody else. The teachers that you have, the people that come into your life, these have to be people that you understand that it's all spiritual driven, right? So this is why let's say what? Be careful for nothing and overlook. Be careful for everything and overlook nothing. Be careful for everything and overlook nothing. This is why when we were doing our class and we were talking in class, what we said, it says when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Y'all remember that? And remember how that stuck with me? And I was like, yo, I like that. This right here is a part of that awakening. When the student is ready, then the teacher will appear. And come to find out, this is, in fact, a teaching that Kaiser was doing on the awakening. Yeah, come on. Yeah. So that's where that actually came from. On that study. When the student is ready, then the teacher will appear. But only when you're ready. Right? So some of the things that we've learned thus far, some of the things that we learned thus far is what? We know now that our decision making, our DRC, right? At the very top of our triangle, we're going to have our DRC. Our DRC is what? Our divine right of choice. Top of your triangle, you have your DRC. It's going to be backwards for some of you guys because they've changed the way that we can flip the camera, so I can't. So at the very top of your green triangle, it's going to have your DRC. That's your divine right of choice, right? Your divine right of choice. That's the top part up here, your DRC. Over on the left-hand side, you're going to have an R. What is your R going to be? That is going to be, C is going to be over, let's go with C first. C over here is going to be your, wait a minute, I think I messed this up. Wait a minute, y'all, hold up. Give me a second. I be messing up too. So your divine right of choice, oh, I had that right. This right here, no, I didn't. I had it backwards. This is your C. That's your consequences. And over here, should be in the A, your abundance. Sorry about that. So you got your consequences and you have your abundance, right? So you have your consequences and your abundance, right? So your DRC is your divine right of choice. Remember we had it. So y'all make sure y'all fix that in y'all notes. I might have had perks. I think I had perks and then consequences may have been in your first week's notes. But this is going to always be you here, right? This right here is going to always be you. So you have your triangle in place. You have your DRC. Your DRC is a representation of your divine right of choice, right? Your C is going to be your consequences. Your A is going to be your abundance. The person that sits down here is always going to be you. Why are you going to always be here? You're going to always be here because you're going to get to decide which way that you're going to go in this situation. You're going to always be here because it's going to be this right here, your decision making, which is going to determine which way you're going to be willing to go, right? And the reason why you got these boxes over here, why do you have these boxes right here, coach? I got those boxes right there because I want you guys to know that the enemy provides blessings as well. The enemy is going to give you blessings as well. So I want y'all to, on top of these boxes right here that you have on this side, just put right up under there, the enemy provides blessings as well. You guys are going to learn something in just a second though, right? So right here where you have your divine right of choice is basically showing this is me, this is my divine right of choice. God is always going to present me with the good and the bad. And it's up to me to decide which way that I'm going to go. If I stay in alignment with Christ, then I'm always going to reap an abundance. And when I get that abundance is going to be for the seeds that I actually planted, right? So remember in the beginning, I said, what seeds have you planted? All of this is a result of the seeds that I planted, the work that I've done. Right? So all of that is a result of the work that you've done. These are the seeds that you planted, right? So you're reaping what you have sown, right? So that's the abundance. You living in peace, you living in joy, You got happiness, you know what I'm saying? All of these things that comes with you being in alignment with Christ is what you're experiencing right here. Based on what? Your divine right of choice. You making the right decision, you following Christ, you stay in alignment with Christ. This is what you're doing. However, just because you're staying in alignment here does not mean that this does not exist. What you say, Coach? Just because you are in alignment does not mean that this does not exist. So what are you saying? That even though you're operating in alignment, you still have to shut out the noise. You still have to navigate through all the drama, all the chaos, all the pain, because those things are not going to be removed from you. Those things are going to continuously be a part of your journey. Just like I explained to you guys before when I said what? I said God could have simply removed the tree that he did not want them to eat. He could have took that tree out, but he did not, right? Because what? You have a divine right of choice. He could have simply said, I'm going to uproot this tree because I don't want it to be tempting to you. I don't want you to go over there and mess with it. But he's not going to do that because he is a God that operates with what? That divine right of choice. He always wants you to have a choice in the matter. He always wants you to choose him. Understand me? This is how this operates. So now that you're inside of that spiritual awakening, right? You're experiencing this, and now it's like you know that this is here, but you have to have that invisible block for it. Well, Coach, talk about these blocks, because we need to know about these blocks that you got over here. Well, you got these blocks over here because the enemy is always going to be a blessing. He's going to bring you a blessing, right? He's going to provide for you because the enemy's job is to make sure that it look pleasing to your eye, to make sure that it looks like something that is tempting to you, right? He has to make it look tempting. He has to make it look desirable to you. But the thing about it is this right here. You see the frown faces? Y'all see the frown faces? Make sure y'all know it's got the frown face up under each one of the boxes. Somebody in my chat just asked me, well, why are the frown faces up under it if the enemy is giving us what we want? If he's being a blessing to us and he's giving us the desires, then why is it that the frowny faces is up under that? Your DRC is your divine right of choice. The A stands for abundance, right? The C stands for the consequences. Why the frown faces? I see him asking over here. The frown faces is this: the enemy is always going to give you what you want, what you desire, but he'll never let you enjoy it. Come on. Yeah. Somebody took off running. I'm going to give them the opportunity to come back. They running in virtual church right now. If that ain't a truism, for you right there, the frowny faces up. When they come, come on back. You got to sit down. I got to finish this up now. I got to finish this up. Wait a minute. She says, I'm coming. The enemy is always going to give you the desires of your heart, but he's never going to let you enjoy it. Understand me? Well, give it to you and it'll look good for a time and all of that. And before you know it, that thing that you wanted, that thing that you was praying for and all of that, then gave it to you. And now that you got it, you can't even enjoy it. That very thing that you wanted so bad and did all of this and all of that for, you got it. And now you're looking at it and you saying, I thought that this was a blessing, but now I'm realizing that this right here, oh baby, this is a curse. I thought that this was a blessing, but now I'm seeing that this was really a curse. This was really distraction. This right here, this was really something that was sent to destroy me. It looked really good on the outside, but the moment that I got it, now that I've cracked it open, I see that it's rotten and it's rotten to the core, but you're not able to tell that until you crack it open. So when you get it, it looks like a blessing, but when you crack it open, now you see that it's a curse. You beg for the job, you beg for the position, you got it, and when you got it, then you realize exactly why only folks be in that position for like 6 months before they go ahead and leave, before they go ahead and find another job, because it ain't all that it cracked up to be. You see that you got the man or the woman that everybody wanted, and everybody that had them, everybody was chasing after them. They got the prettiest smile, they smell so good, and they say this and they they sold that and whatnot. And then after you got them, understand me, you got them, and when you crack them open, then you realize, oh, no, I should have, yeah, do y'all still want them? Because I'm willing to give them right back to you. I'm willing, yeah, you ain't even got to worry about it, baby. Yeah, understand me. If you still want them, come pick them up. I will have them packed up and dropped off at your front door, because once you cracked it open and got to know that individual, then you realize that, yeah, it was all smoke and mirrors. You realize, understand me, that it was nothing like what you thought that they really and truly was. Baby, you are a beautiful disaster. The enemy will always give you your desires, but he'll never let you enjoy it. It's what, chosen family? It's what? It's what? What's his vice? What's his tactic? What is it? Put it in my chat. What I just told y'all about the enemy. What's his thing? What it looks good. Yeah, no, it looks good. There you go. There you go, Kira. There you go, Lily. Yeah, there you go, Tifa. There you go, Be Kind. Exactly. Patience is key. That's deception. You've been deceived. You've been bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. You've been finessed. It's deception. The enemy's tactic is deception, to trick you into thinking that it's something that it is not. To trick you into thinking that it's something that it's really and truly not. There you go, Ra. Come on, Gigi. Yeah, it's deception. You thought it was good until you got it. You thought it was just what you wanted until you got it, until you experienced it. Understand me, until you experienced it. In the book that we're reading right now, it says the truth has to be experienced. It has to be something that you went through, that you lived through. Understand me, that's your truth. And it may not be the same truth that somebody else's truth, because it's your own personal experience. So our truths are now based on what our own personal experience. So that means two things can in fact be true at once, because when you had him, he was a complete disaster, right? He was a liar, he was a cheat, he was a manipulator, he was narcissistic, he was toxic, he was all of these things above. And it's not somebody that you will ever want to date again. You won't even share space with that individual if you and that individual was the last people here on earth. That's how much you are so out of that relationship, out of that friendship. You want absolutely nothing to do with them, right? But somebody else can go and date that individual, and they have a whole nother version of that individual. In your life, they were a liar, a cheat, a narcissist, and they were toxic and everything else. But when they got over there with them, they become faithful, they become loving, they become kind, they become straightforward, they become transparent. All of these things, right? All of these things. Why? Because your experience was this and their experience was that. And this is how we know. So you say, oh, I know because I've already been there and and that's your truth. But they say, I got another version. And they ain't lying. That's their truth. Just because it was this for you doesn't mean it was that for them. Right? This is how we know that the truth has to be experienced. I know my chosen family like, wait a minute, you did not do all that when we was in class. And wait a minute, y'all, I got that last night in a dream, and I just decided to go ahead and share it with y'all. I did, yeah, because we'll read something in class, study something in class, and then after that, I have a habit of, I have to dig deeper into stuff and process stuff all over again. I don't know why I'm like that, but my mind will be going, yeah, you know what I'm saying? My mind will be going all the way to something else. I don't know. It's just how I work, right? It's just how my mind works. But that's, so when, because that thing sat with me when he says the truth has to be experienced. And I said, bingo. Perfect example of how we experience truths. And it happens that way in jobs as well. They had the job, and when they had the job, they didn't like the job. They didn't like how they was treated. They didn't like all these different things. And then somebody else went and got it, and they did a 10 times better job, and people responded to them different. It doesn't mean that the first person was a liar, and it doesn't mean that the person that's currently doing it is telling the truth. It just means that their truths was different. Their experiences was different. Isn't that something? That's how we formulate truth. Based on our experiences. That's worth ink right there. That's how we formulate truth. I just studied this last night. Don't judge me. That's how we formulate truth. based on the experiences. So when we read in the book and it says the truth has to be experienced, that's how. And that's why he said that. Isn't that something? That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So now when you think about it, and you think about it that way, right? So now when we think about it that way, it makes us now understand, hey, I ain't finna argue with you about your experience. Free from that. Take that chain off. I'm not finna argue with you about your experience, and I'm not finna break down the experience that I had with you. Taking off that chain. Right? So we're no longer trying to convince anybody anymore. We're no longer trying to understand anybody anymore. Now you experience a lighter. It's getting lighter over there. The more that you study, the more that you grow, the more that you learn, it's getting lighter. That's 2 chains just removed from you. The spirit of trying to convince somebody that what you said was real, and then the chain of trying to understand what they're talking about because that's their truth. Now it's up off of you because when I did, I had this experience. When you did, you had that experience. And it's understandable now that they can both be true because we're 2 different people. We're 2 totally different people. So I'm not going to call you a liar. I'm not going to go outside my way to try to expose or to try to bash you anymore. I'm not feeling that anymore because now I understand how we formulate truth. And I understand that we both can be telling the truth, right? Based on our own individual experiences. Now you look at people different. Now your conversations is different. Now your feeling towards it is completely different. Isn't that something? This is why knowledge and understanding is so powerful, right? Now we understand just with that breakdown by itself why knowledge and understanding is so powerful, because the more that you know, the freer that you actually become, right? The more that you know, the freer that you become. So now we understand why the Bible says the truth will make you free, right? Now we understand. You see what I'm saying? I know this ain't got nothing to do with what we're talking about here. I'm telling y'all what I learned last night, right? So I just need this improv notes. Y'all just slide these onto the other page or something, right? So yeah, because I'm finished teaching that. I got some. Yeah, I got to tell y'all this part here. So now we understand, right? Now we understand why the Bible said the truth will make you free. Because once you understand the truth and you utilize the truth the way that you're supposed to utilize the truth, it makes you free. It frees you from that. Ain't that something? Child, I had a field day with it. Don't worry about it. I was excited. Yeah, I was excited because like I said, when we read that part, I had it highlighted in my book, and I was like, I need to fully see why this thing is standing out at me the way that it is, because it was screaming at me, you have to break this down. And I don't know if anybody else really thought about it or whatever, because I know how I am, but I like to give them information anyway. I don't care if they thought about it or not. I like to put it in their mind like, hey, think about this. Let this sit on you for a little bit, because even if you don't use it today, it's not to say that you won't use it later on. You know what I'm saying? It's not to say that you won't utilize that later on. So this is why they say the truth makes you free. Because the more that you know, the freer that you actually become. And that's a blessing. All right. So number 11 was your teacher will find you. Number 10 is you want to be of service. Number 9 is you realize everyone is on their own path. And 8 was you sense inauthenticity and manipulation. Those are the 4 that we went over today. And I gave you guys a new diagram up on the board because I wanted you guys to understand how that process actually looks in real time. So across the top, like I told you guys last week, that's going to be your divine right of choice. And then what we're working with is an upside down triangle. Upside down triangle. So your divine right of choice is going to be at the top. You're going to be at that peak. That rounded at the bottom. That's going to always be you. The two sides, you're going to have your abundance on one side. You're going to have your consequences over on the other side. So because there's going to always be consequences for your actions, right? So we learn now that the enemy will in fact bless you. He will give you the desires of your heart. The enemy will give you all these different things. But even though the enemy gives you all these things, you got the frowny faces up under it. And the reason why you got the frowny faces up under it is because even though the enemy will bless you, he will not allow you to enjoy the blessing. So you will get the relationship and be unhappy in the relationship. You will get the job and be unhappy in the job. You will have the family, but then the family will be full of trauma, or full of pain, full of all kind of craziness that you really don't want to deal with. Will give you all the friends that you want, but then realize that you are more friends to them than they are to you. So he would give you the desires of your heart, but will not allow you to enjoy those things. But over on this side, when you are in alignment with Christ and you're doing what Christ has called you to do, then you are doing what? You are being paid for the work that you've done. So the seeds that you're planting are the things that you're actually reaping over on this side. So it pays to stay in alignment, right? It pays to stay in alignment. It's beneficial to you for you to stay in alignment, right? Because you can't show up out there with a basket thinking that you're about to go pick something that you didn't pluck. I mean, pick something that you didn't plant. I'm talking about pluck. How you out there with a basket and a straw hat and some gloves, ready to go pull up somebody else's garden? Come on, think about that. That's stealing. That's stealing, right, Heather? Right, Inspiring Queen? That's stealing. Come on, Takesha, can we be real? How you out there with a basket, a straw hat, and some gloves, and you in somebody else's garden? How does that work, Lily? You ready to pull up somebody else's stuff. That's stealing. You a thief. Ain't no need you coming out to the garden if you ain't did no planting. There's no need for you to come out here, think that you're going to reap something that you never put in the ground. You can't get something for nothing. This spiritual journey, this healing journey, this growing journey, it requires work on your behalf. This is not sit on your behind and whine and cry and complain and think that it's going to just automatically fall in your lap. This ain't that, baby. This ain't that. You have to work. You have to be willing to put forth some effort. You have to be a willing participant. You have to be willing to put your old life to rest, to take on your new life. You have to be willing to walk away from some friends, some family members, some jobs, some religious beliefs. You have to be willing to sever ties with these things in order for you to have the life that you want. Understand me, it has to be a sacrifice made on your behalf. It's not going to just happen. And we know that I don't know if I want to say it like this, but I feel like it's in my spirit to say it like this. But I know we only got 8 minutes, right? 8 minutes. You cannot get something for nothing. Do we all understand that? Do a double tap on my screen real quick, because I'm gonna say this, and we are not gonna tell the virtual church. We're not tearing up virtual church when I say this, right? Listen, I need for you guys to understand something. You cannot get something for nothing. God is always going to have a divine right of choice. You have a decision to make, whether you're gonna be in alignment or not. That's gonna be all left up to you. But you have to understand fully with everything that is in you. She's talking about I know you is. I know you is. Understand me. You have to understand fully that God is going to allow you to live on whatever level of life that you settle for. And I've been teaching you guys that since 2022. But I need you to let that sit really inside of your spirit. You cannot get something for nothing. And it's very easy to cut off other people, to walk away from other people, right? But it's very hard when you are one of the people that you have to walk away from. You have to be willing to sever ties with the old broken version of yourself, the old toxic version of yourself, the old version of you that did not know your worth, that did not know your value. You have to be willing to sever ties with that individual as well. You have to take full responsibility for the fact that I am the bad energy. Understand me, I am the person that is the problem. My greatest enemy is the enemy that is within me, the one that is accepting the lies that I say about myself, that's feeding the lies that I say about myself. Understand me, I have to start holding myself accountable. I have to start doing the right thing because nobody is damaging me. Nobody is hurting me. Nobody's betraying me. Nobody's exposing me. Nobody's doing the thing. No, nobody's doing me worse than what I'm doing to me. Because I have a what? Because I have a what? DRC. I got a DRC. Because I have a DRC. A divine right of choice. What controls the flow of my life? My DRC. My DRC. It controls the flow of my life. Come on, Ra. My divine right of choice. Come on, Anissa, let's be real. And we know that you can't get something for nothing. And we know that God, not Christ, not Jesus, but God, we know that God operates, come on, Mandy, pay attention to this, right? Off a divine right of choice. We know that you have to give something to get something. Watch this, Cook. We know you have to give something to get something. Because if that was not true, don't y'all tell Virtual Church, if that is not true, then Jesus would have never went to the cross. Come on, come on, come on. If that was not true, then there wouldn't be no need for Jesus to go to the cross. Come on, facts, come on, facts, come on. Yeah, it's okay, I see y'all. Yeah, I'm about to leave, Lily. I'm not finna let you do that to me because you will have me here and it'll be 12 o'clock. I'm sweating already. No, I'm about to go. I'm about to go. Put them drums up, Rob. Put the drums up. Chef Shirley, I see y'all. They having church. They over here in full-blown praise. They got the organs out. Look at Rashad. I said that we wasn't doing that. I already told y'all that we wasn't doing it. I'm about to go. All I got is 5 minutes. I'm about to get right on up out of here. I'm just telling y'all that there's proof, right? For the words that you being taught. There's backup for the words that you being taught. I need for you to know that if you could get something for nothing, then come on, Heather Smith, then there would be no need for Jesus to go to the cross. If you could get something for nothing, then we wouldn't have needed him to be nailed to the cross for us to get redemption. That's how we know that in order for you to get your new life, you have to nail your old one to the cross. In order for you to fully develop, in order for you to have these things, you have to be willing to let go of the things of the former. This is how we know that. And God did not just put this as a rule for us. He operated by this rule. Come on, y'all gotta stop playing. You gotta stop playing. That's good teaching right there. That's how, hold on, Tifa, watch. But the thing about it is, this is how we know that he is a fair God. This is how we know that he's fair. This is how we know that he's a man of his word. This is how we know that he wants us to operate with his same type of mindset, because he showed us by sending his own son to the cross. Yes, we gain redemption through his son going to the cross. He had to give up something. So what makes you think that you ain't got to give up nothing? What makes you think that you ain't got to give up nothing? This is how we know that this is just protocol, baby. This is how we know that this is just protocol, baby. Understand? He's not asking you to do something that he himself is not doing as well. This is what he's telling you. You have to be willing to give up something. You have to be willing to sacrifice something. Understand me? Friends said, wait a minute, that's deep. Think about it. When you say, oh, I can't give up that. I don't know, I can't give up that. I don't know if I can stop doing that. Oh man, that might be too hard for me. He said, I gave up my child. I nailed him to the cross. I let him spit on him and spit at him. I let them lie. I let him put the thorns on his head. I let him cross his feet and not put the nail through the feet, but put the nail through the bone that locks the foot to the ankle. I had him put it through that. Not through the hand, but through the wrist, because there's a lock there. You want to talk about what you can't stop doing? Habits that you can't put to the side? things that you can't separate yourself from. That was the sacrifice that was made for you. You do with that what you will. That was the sacrifice. That's what was given. And you find it hard to walk away from certain things, from certain people, from certain substance, from certain situations. He says, nah, you don't really want to go. You don't really want to go there with me. You don't really want to go there with me. You don't really want to have that type of conversation with me because I see how upset you get when somebody yell at your kid, but look what you did to mine. Look how they treated mine. Look how mad you get when somebody disrespect your child, yell at your child too much. If somebody even look like they about to pop your child, look how you get so mad, so upset. Don't disrespect my child. Don't put your hand on my child. Don't do this and that to my child. You see how upset you get when somebody talking about your child, how somebody mistreating your child in some type of way, shape, or form. I just want to talk to you. I'm done teaching. I'm just trying to make the point. I'm just trying to make sure that y'all understand how this thing rolls, right? Hey, that's all I'm doing. You know how mad you get, how upset you get, how offended you get when that happened. He says, but then I had to go through all of that with mine. Did you not see the sacrifice I had to make with mine? Did you not see what they done to mine? Did you not see the stripes on his back? Understand me. I'm saying, yeah, I did all of that because through them stripes that he has on his back, you were healed. You were healed through that right there. When the blood and the water hit the ground, did you not hear what happened? Understand me. Did you not hear what happened in those moments? Like, yeah. I need for you to know this. He says, hey, look, but I had to give up something to be able to get something. And what I got out of that is I had to give up my son to be able to give you redemption, to give you forgiveness, to forgive you grace, to give you mercy. And you mean to tell me that after I done all of that with my son, you gonna get out here and play? You gonna get out here and 1 foot in, 1 foot out? After I done did all that. Did all that and I'm still giving you grace. Made that type of sacrifice and still showing you mercy. Made that type of sacrifice for you and still protecting you. Still covering you. Still giving you strength every day. How much more I got to give before you start giving? God is looking at some of us and saying, the relationship that we in, what I told y'all on Monday. What I told y'all last Monday. The relationship that we in with God, some of the relationships, is not reciprocal. It's parasitic. We sucking him dry of everything and giving nothing back. Sucking him dry of everything but giving nothing back. It's time for you to start giving. Stop showing up to the garden with your straw hat and your basket, ready to fill up when you ain't been out here in the sun, tilling no ground, ain't planted no seed, ain't showed up with now sprinkle, let alone a bucket of water. But then thinking that you're supposed to get something, that you're supposed to walk away with something. What are you giving to get the life that you want? Nobody promised you that it was going to be easy. Nobody promised you that it was going to be a pillow of pink roses. None of that. I already then told you that it's going to be trials that you're going to face of many kind. But I also told you to count it all joy when you're going through it. Because Christ said, well, I already conquered this world. There's nothing that you're going to face that I haven't already faced. I'm going to be your blueprint. I'm going to be your guide. Follow me, and there will be no booby traps for you. Follow me, and there'll be no booby traps for you. But some folks not even falling into booby traps. They just walking in the traps all willy-nilly. They already know. They see the they see the cheese on the trap. They see and smell the cheese on the trap, see the trap, see exactly how it's about to take the head off. They see all of that and still go slide their head up under it like a mouse. Still slide your head right up under it like a mouse, thinking that you can outsmart the trap, that you can finesse the trap, that you can get around the trap. And then when that thing come down on you, boom, now you're hollering. Now you're squealing. What did you think was going to happen? When you walked into the trap, why did you think the trap wasn't going to trap you when it's designed to trap you? If you walked into the trap already knowing that it was a trap, how you upset that the trap then trapped you when it's doing exactly what it was designed to do? This trap was designed to trap you, and now that you got trapped, now you're mad at the fact that you got trapped, but you knew that it was a trap before you walked into the trap. How you mad at a trap being a trap? Make that make sense? It's a trap. Now you knew that. It's a trap, and you knew that. Stop putting ourselves in situations that we're very, very much knowledgeable already. It's time for us to tighten up. It's time for us to do what we need to be doing in our life. Every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because it's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else, of course. It's your favorite online motivational speaker and life coach. It's your girl, Street Poet. I just want to tell you guys that I love you guys so much. I hope you got the diagram. I will leave it up there for tomorrow as well, just for anybody who did not get it. Tomorrow we got 2 more that we're going to jump into. I think we go to, I think we're on the number 11, and we actually go to 16 or 17 on this one. So you guys have some more that we're going to be learning about the awakening. Oh yeah, it's in depth. This is in depth. I tried to cover cross all T's, dot all I's. I don't want nobody to be acting like they didn't know something. You're going to be very knowledgeable when you walk up out of here. You're going to be able to stand in any type of conversation with anybody when they're talking about this awakening, spiritual warfare, or anything like that. You're going to be well educated right here, because we got some more that we're going to go through all for the rest of this week. So we're talking about the stages of transformation. The stages of transformation, we already broke down isolation. We already broke down exposure. And what we're breaking down right now is the awakening. The awakening takes about 2 weeks to break down. And the reason being is because it's so meaty. It's so meaty. It's so many different components to it. And I'm not skipping none of them. That's just what it is. There's so many different components, and I'm not skipping none of them. And what I do is every single day I'll go back over the first 2 before I go into the new 2, just because we have new people that's constantly coming to the live. So I want to make sure that everybody is fed and everybody know exactly where to pick up at, right? So I love you guys. If you guys are missing any of the videos from the first 1 through 10, you can always make sure that you subscribe to my Patreon. That link is right there in my bio. It says Linktree Street. Hit that Linktree Street, scroll down to where it says Mental Health Support Group. All of these videos will be downloaded and then uploaded straight into my Patreon. So if you're missing any notes, any information, make sure that you're in my Patreon. And it's also a plus to be in that Patreon, because I have a class that I do every Thursday as well. So bring your questions, your comments, your concerns, bring it over to class on Thursday. Right now we're currently dissecting a book. We always have a self-help book that we're working on, and we're also working on scriptures on a regular basis. So you get your spiritual and mental feeding every single Thursday inside that mental health / spiritual health class every Thursday from 6 until 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have Tuesday and Thursday prayer every 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Tuesdays and Thursdays inside the Patreon. And there is a 24-hour chat line that you are able to communicate with different sisters and brothers inside of Christ. You are able to write them all day long. Y'all can interact all day long. If you're looking for a platform that is without the drama, without the chaos, without all the extraness, and you like, I just want to see positive reels. I just want to see some great inspirational posts. I just want to see if anybody put up some preachers that's doing their thing. If I want to see anybody putting up some motivational links, that's somebody that's doing their thing, then you want to be right there inside that Patreon, because it's nothing but that inside of that group. That is my own chosen family. That's where they are. So hit that $15 a month, and that's what you get, a good, clean platform. So if you like, I don't want to see all that, get in the Patreon. You don't want to see that drama. You don't want to see that chaos. But you want to be able to stroll there. Stroll over there. They got plenty of stuff for you. Plenty of stuff right there. So yes, all of these are perks of being inside the Patreon. I absolutely love you guys. Y'all already know I'm preparing myself to go to St. Lucia. That's right. Your girl is an international speaker. This is my 3rd time. First time I spoke was in Jamaica last year. Then I spoke in Africa last year. This year I'm speaking in St. Lucia. So I will be in St. Lucia the end of this month. And that will be from June the 27th to July the 1st. I will be speaking in St. Lucia for the Women's Retreat 2025. Live out there. So big ups to everybody, my chosen family that's coming out there with me. So y'all know we're going to have us a good time. I'm still trying to have Bible study on the beach because I just think that that's the best thing to do. And, you know, I don't know. I know it ain't a part of their itinerary, but yeah, I just think that would be so lit, baby. Just sitting there and you got the waves going. Never mind me. I'm going to take my tripod. I know y'all will come live with me. I know y'all will. I know y'all will be right there with me. I'm going to bring my tripod with me because I know y'all. And y'all will be right there live with me on the beach and we will be Bible studying it up. So if they, I don't worry about it. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. I will be out there with it. Got my notes in there. Look at Cook. Look at Cook and Kara talking about we there. We'll be out there, baby. I'm gonna tell you right now. Y'all know Coach now, so don't be surprised if I don't have my own little setup. I have my little stuff out that door. Baby, we having beach Bible study right now. So yes, man. So I love you guys. So I'll be out there the end of this month, and then July the 19th, I will be in Atlanta, Georgia. I got that flyer up as well, and then following that, man, listen, I only got 10 tickets left. I got 10 seats left for Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, New York. I don't know what it is, New York. I don't know what y'all got going on, honey. But y'all will sell out some. Y'all don't care nothing about selling nothing out. One thing y'all gonna do is be in the building. You know what I'm saying? So we got 10 tickets left for Brooklyn, New York. I will be there August the 23rd. Yes, I will be there in August, and they buying the tickets already in June. Don't judge them. This is what they do all the time, okay? Don't judge them. This is just New York. If you was in Brooklyn, New York last year, then you already know what we talking about. They don't care nothing about a packed building, and they will be on top of folks' chairs. I was on them chairs with them though. They understand me and I understand them. Listen, so we had to get a bigger building so we could have more space so we wouldn't have to stand on the people's chairs, so that we had to have AC because we was hot last year. So now we made sure that we got the AC going. We got a bigger place. Y'all ain't got to share tables this time because we got enough space for everybody to have their own individual 6-foot table. So all my vendors, I got 2 more vendor slots available. So my vendors, you know what I'm saying, they got enough space to put their vending tables up. We gonna have a sound bowl meditation at the start of the event. We got a meet and greet that's following that sound bowl meditation. And y'all know I don't believe in having an empowerment event if we don't fellowship. So all your food, your refreshments is going to be included in that. So we gonna eat together physically and fellowship and interact with each other. Y'all gonna get y'all pictures with all the speakers. We gonna have the sound bowl meditation. We gonna also have all the vendors that's gonna be setting up. So you're gonna be able to shop and support, you know what I'm saying, your sisters and brothers in Christ. And those of you, let me just say this too, and those of you who have y'all businesses where y'all don't really sell anything, but you have a service that you provide, you know, kind of like what Rod does with the virtual setting up people's business and stuff, you're also more than welcome to set up a table. And because we're going to go around the room and give everybody the opportunity to be able to tell what they do. So if you have your backdrop and your table set up, you can also do that as well. Don't think that networking is only because of what you sell, right? You can also set up a table to be able to promote your business, to show people what it is that you do so that they can follow your page, and you will never know who is also there that need that type of service as well. So let's not think that, you know, the only way to set up a table is if you up there selling something. That ain't it. I done went to several different networking things, and baby, they don't be selling nothing. They got pamphlets and they got cards and they got, you know, contact information and stuff like that. And they just simply go around and let you know what it is that they do. And you'll be amazed how many people from the audience I have watched get up and line up at that table and be like, oh, for real? Well, can you do this or can you do that? And they be right there. You know what I'm saying? They be right there like, yeah, you know, and they getting signed up on spot. So I just wanted to put that out there because I do notice that a lot of times when people thinking about getting a vendor table, they're only talking about things where people can actually make purchases. And, you know, being that the tables is free, let's make sure you take full advantage of it while the tables is free. You know what I'm saying? All you're doing is getting your ticket and then your table is there. So yeah, let's utilize that as much as we can. And I say that because I love to see you guys promote y'all businesses. I love it when you guys promote y'all businesses and promote y'all brands, because this is not just about, oh, let's big this person up. No, this is about everybody growing and evolving, you know what I'm saying, and I want to see everybody win, not just a win for me. I want to see everybody win, everybody grow, everybody evolve, everybody living their very best life, everybody's businesses experiencing overflow and abundance. That's what this is about, right? And I love you guys, and I want to see you guys do well in everything, right? So I want to say that, and I'm going to get up out of here. I love you guys, and y'all go and have an amazing day. I know I did my outro, so Kira, do not come for me. I did my outro already, didn't I? I think I did. Okay. I don't know. Every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because there's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else. Of course, it's your favorite online motivational speaker and life coach. It's your girl, Street Poet. I love you guys, and I want you guys to have an amazing day. Go and be great. Understand this is a great day to have a great day, and you have the power to make it that way, right? This is your day. Have it your way. Have the day that you deserve.